there seems to be a change, and there seems to be a change in terms of approach, projections, outlook, and also participation for Indian equities in last 3 to 6 months. One side, all the concerns which were there in the world, they are getting addressed, yet there is no clear pattern at play. Why is that? And how long do you think this dull market will continue?
Hi. Actually, if you see Nikunj, I think the market made its near-term peak somewhere towards the end of 21. And though 22 started with a lot of concerns, particularly pertaining to the Russia and Ukraine issue, I think for the first 6 months we did not see too much of a impact of that, at least on Indian economy and demand. In fact, demand continued to be quite buoyant post the reopening of COVID. However, what you have seen over the last 2 quarters is companies facing headwinds, particularly in terms of margin. There have been massive swings in raw material prices, which shot up post the Russia-Ukraine issue and then came down sharply. The same thing was the case with energy and also logistics. At the same time, obviously, inflation in the Western world seems to be a little bit more sticky than what people made out to be. And on top of it, in India, we had an uncertainty about, one of the large groups facing some issues in terms of stock prices falling. So I think all in all, it has been, I would say, a nervous last 3-6 months, where overall, I think on the headline side, markets haven't been as bad, but broader markets have seen quite a decent correction. So it's been a nervous and a listless kind of a market, I would say.
So what do you think will be the out of jail card for the bulls?
So Nikunj, I think markets always have a reason to surprise. I mentioned to you about some of the headwinds. I think most of these headwinds are becoming tailwinds. So, for a lot of sectors, raw material prices have come back to normal. Energy costs are coming back to normal. And in fact, many sectors are benefiting from the sharp drop in logistics cost. Demand in India particularly continues to be quite buoyant. And though there is this small fear of El Nino, which might impact monsoons as we move forward, I think the winter crop has been very buoyant. We have had record production of agriculture as per the initial estimates. And prices are pretty decent, so farm income should be very good. The Indian, urban side also seems to present a fairly stable and a decent picture. We have a very, I would say, busy marriage season ahead of us. So I think all in all, the Indian economy seems to be in a much better situation. As far as the world is concerned, I think the world has been swinging, particularly on the back of what is the outlook as far as interest rate and inflation is concerned in US. So I think 15 days back, there was a risk on because yields fell from 3.9 to 3.4, and then suddenly last 15 days, the outlook on interest rates have again started to go on the reverse, and we have seen 10-year yields shoot up to 3.9. So we are in a yo-yo kind of a situation where risk off and risk on nowadays happens in like a month rather than 6 months or 12 months, which we used to see. But I would say that, after the initial sort of nervousness, we are heading into a space where, I would say good news can outpace the bad news.